Most engine failures don't start with a bang. They start with the wrong oil. I've seen engines with less than 80,000 miles come in knocking, and others pass 300,000 miles looking almost new inside. Same car, same driver habits. One difference, the oil. We're talking about damage that can cost anywhere from $3,000 to over $10,000. And most drivers never see it coming because oil doesn't fail overnight. It fails slowly, quietly, until it's too late. By the end of this video, you'll know which oil brands actually protect engines long-term and which ones slowly destroy them from the inside. And near the end, I'll show you one hidden mistake that makes even good oil turn bad fast. Number 11. Mobil 1 Extended Performance 500,000 Mile Survivor Tier. Let's start at the top. Mobil 1 Extended Performance isn't just marketing. It's one of the few oils I've seen consistently hold up in high-mileage teardown engines. What makes it different? It uses a high-quality synthetic base with strong detergent and anti-wear additives. That means it doesn't just lubricate, it cleans and protects under stress. I've disassembled engines running this oil for over 200,000 miles. What stood out wasn't just low wear, it was how clean everything looked. Minimal sludge, low varnish buildup, cam lobes still smooth. Oil analysis from labs like Blackstone consistently shows low wear metals, especially iron and aluminum, even at extended intervals. But here's the catch. It's not cheap. And if you're doing short trips only, you won't fully benefit from its long life design. Still, this is one of the few oils I trust for extended intervals when used correctly. But the next one surprised even me. Number 10. AMSOIL Signature Series. This is where things get serious. AMSOIL has built a reputation around long drain intervals, and in many cases, it holds up. What makes it different? High TBN, total base number, which helps neutralize acids over time. That means it resists breakdown longer than most oils. In real-world engines, I've seen AMSOIL maintain viscosity stability even past 10,000 miles. That's rare. In teardown inspections, ringlands tend to stay cleaner. Less carbon buildup compared to cheaper synthetics. Oil analysis often shows stable viscosity and low oxidation levels. But here's the honest drawback. It's very dependent on maintenance discipline. If you skip filters or push it too far without monitoring, you're gambling. Most people don't realize long life oil doesn't mean ignore your engine. Still, used correctly, this is a top-tier performer. Number 9. Pennzoil Ultra Platinum. Now this one earns its place differently. Pennzoil uses a gas-to-liquid (GTL) base oil derived from natural gas. That gives it a cleaner starting structure than traditional crude-based oils. What does that mean in real engines? Less deposit formation. I've opened engines that ran Pennzoil Ultra Platinum, and piston crowns were noticeably cleaner than average. That's not just cosmetic. Clean pistons mean better combustion efficiency and less knock. Lab reports often show strong resistance to oxidation and sludge. But here's the trade-off. It's not the strongest under extreme high heat compared to some competitors. In heavy towing or high-load conditions, it may shear slightly faster. Still, for daily driving and long-term cleanliness, it's one of the best. But now, we move into a category most drivers misunderstand. Number 8. Castrol Edge. Castrol Edge markets titanium strength, but what actually matters is film strength under pressure. In high-load engines, this oil performs well. I've seen it used in turbocharged engines where heat and pressure are constant. Camshaft wear tends to stay controlled. Oil film doesn't collapse easily under stress. Oil analysis shows decent shear stability and protection under load. But here's something most people don't realize. Castrol Edge can vary depending on region and formulation. Not all versions are equal. Some hold up better than others depending on certifications like Dexos or ACEA. And over longer intervals, I've seen it lose viscosity slightly faster than top-tier oils. Still, under pressure, it holds its ground. Now the next one. This is where things start to split between good and quietly damaging. Number 7. Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic. Valvoline has been around a long time, and this oil reflects that experience. What stands out is consistency. It's not flashy, but it's reliable. In engines I've worked on, wear patterns tend to be even. No unusual scoring or hotspots. Oil analysis shows decent protection, especially in moderate intervals around 5,000 to 7,500 miles. But here's the limitation. It's not built for extreme conditions. Under high heat or extended intervals, it can degrade faster than premium oils. This is where many drivers make a mistake. They assume full synthetic means maximum protection in all situations. That's not always true. Still, used within proper intervals, it's a solid middle ground choice. Number 6. Liqui Moly Top Tech Series. Now we're stepping into European engine territory. Liqui Moly is often designed to meet strict OEM specs like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen. What makes it different? Precise additive balancing for specific engine designs. In direct injection engines, I've seen reduced intake valve deposits compared to generic oils. Oil analysis often shows strong additive retention over time. But here's the downside. It's very application specific. Use the wrong version for your engine, and you lose its advantage. Also, it's expensive. Most people don't need this level of specialization unless required by their manufacturer. But when used correctly, it performs extremely well. Number 5. Shell Helix Ultra, global equivalent of Pennzoil. This is where things get interesting. Shell Helix Ultra uses the same GTL technology as Pennzoil, but with slightly different formulations depending on region. In high temperature testing, it shows strong oxidation resistance. I've seen engines run this oil stay clean internally, even after long intervals. Sludge buildup is minimal. But here's what surprised me. In some engines, wear protection wasn't as strong as expected compared to top-tier competitors. Clean doesn't always mean protected. That's something most drivers don't realize. Still, for cleanliness and stability, it ranks high. Number 4. Royal Purple. Royal Purple has a strong reputation, but it's also one of the most misunderstood oils. What makes it different? It uses proprietary additives designed to reduce friction and wear. In performance engines, I've seen smoother operation and reduced noise. Oil analysis sometimes shows reduced friction-related wear. But here's the issue. Results can be inconsistent depending on engine type. In some cases, wear metals are higher than expected. That doesn't mean it's bad, it means it's not universally perfect. This is where things start to shift. Because from this point forward, we're moving into oils that look good on the surface, but can cause long-term damage if misunderstood. And the next one is where many drivers start making expensive mistakes. Number 3. Quaker State Full Synthetic. Now we're entering a category that most drivers assume is safe. But this is where long-term damage can begin. Quaker State is often seen as a budget-friendly alternative to premium oils. And to be fair, it's not terrible. What makes it different? It shares some base technology with Shell, so it starts relatively clean. In short-term use, engines run smoothly. No immediate warning signs. I've seen engines maintained with Quaker State reach 120,000 to 150,000 miles without major issues. But here's what changed when we opened them up. More varnish, more carbon around piston rings, oil control rings starting to stick earlier than expected. Oil analysis often shows higher oxidation levels compared to top-tier oils. That means the oil is breaking down faster, especially under heat. Most people don't realize damage doesn't show up right away. It builds slowly until oil consumption starts and then it accelerates. And that's where repair costs begin. Still, if you keep intervals short, it can work. But the next one, this is where things get more serious. Number 2. STP Full Synthetic. This is where I start seeing patterns I don't like. STP is widely available and often cheaper than major brands. On paper, it meets basic API standards, but real-world results tell a different story. I've disassembled engines that ran STP consistently, and the first thing you notice is heat-related deposits, darkened oil passages, thicker residue near valve covers, signs of early breakdown. Oil analysis tends to show faster viscosity loss under stress. That means the oil film, the layer protecting metal parts, gets thinner sooner. And once that happens, wear increases fast. This is where things get serious. because most drivers don't feel this happening. There's no warning light, no noise, until it's already too late. The drawback? It's affordable. That's why people use it. But in the long run, it often costs more. And the next oil takes this problem even further. Number 1. SuperTech Full Synthetic, Walmart brand. Now this one always sparks debate, because on paper, it passes certifications, and yes, it can work. But here's what I've seen in real engines. Inconsistent performance. Some engines look fine at 100,000 miles. Others show accelerated wear much earlier. That's the problem, predictability. Oil analysis often shows higher variability in wear metals. That means protection isn't consistent from batch to batch or condition to condition. I've seen camshaft wear slightly higher than expected. Timing chain stretch happening earlier, not catastrophic, but noticeable over time. Most people don't realize oil isn't just about meeting standards. It's about maintaining protection under stress, heat, and time. And this is where cheaper oils start to struggle. The drawback? It's very affordable. If you change oil very frequently, every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, it can be acceptable. But push it further, and the risk increases fast. Now the next one. This is where engines start paying the price. The final surprise. Good oil, wrong use. Here's what shocked even experienced mechanics. Some of the worst engines I've opened weren't using cheap oil. They were using top-tier brands. Mobil One, Castrol, Pennzoil. So what went wrong? The oil didn't fail. The system did. Mistake number 1. Wrong viscosity. This is the big one. This is where most drivers get it wrong. They assume thicker oil equals better protection, or thinner oil equals better efficiency. But engines aren't that simple. They're designed with very specific tolerances. I've disassembled engines where someone used 5W40 instead of 0W20. And here's what happened. Slower oil flow during cold starts. Delayed lubrication to critical components. Increased wear on camshafts and timing chains. Cold starts are where most engine wear happens. If oil doesn't reach parts quickly enough, even by a few seconds, damage begins immediately on the other side. Using oil that's too thin in a high-load engine can lead to oil film breakdown under heat, metal-to-metal contact, accelerated bearing wear. Oil analysis often shows increased iron and copper levels when viscosity is wrong. Most people don't realize manufacturers don't choose oil weight randomly. It's based on clearances, oil pump design, and thermal behavior. Ignoring that is one of the fastest ways to shorten engine life. Mistake number 2. Extending oil changes too far. This is where marketing confuses people. 10,000 miles, 15,000 miles, extended performance. But here's the truth. That number assumes ideal conditions. Highway driving, stable temperatures, minimal contamination. In real life, short trips, stop-and-go traffic, cold starts every day. I've seen engines with severe sludge at just 8,000 miles because the oil never reached full operating temperature long enough. Fuel dilution builds up, moisture accumulates, additives break down faster. Oil analysis often shows reduced viscosity, increased fuel content, rising wear metals. Most mechanics won't tell you this. Short trip drivers should change oil sooner, not later. Mistake number 3, cheap or wrong oil filter. This is the silent killer. People focus on oil, but ignore the filter. A weak filter can bypass contaminants, collapse under pressure, allow dirty oil to circulate. I've opened engines where the oil itself was still decent, but the filter failed. And the inside? Scored bearings, embedded debris, accelerated wear everywhere. That's not the oil's fault. That's filtration failure. Mistake number 4. Mixing oils without understanding. Now this one is more subtle. Mixing oils isn't always catastrophic, but it's unpredictable. Different additive packages can conflict. Detergents, dispersants, anti-wear agents. They're carefully balanced. When you mix oils randomly, you change that balance. I've seen cases where sludge formation increased after mixing brands. Oil analysis sometimes shows unstable viscosity and additive depletion. Most people don't realize it's not just about the base oil. It's about chemistry. Mistake number 5, trusting the label, not the source. This brings us back to the most dangerous issue, fake oil. Even if you choose the best brand in the world, if you buy it from the wrong place, it might not be real. I've seen counterfeit bottles with perfect labels, but inside, completely different oil. That's why source matters. Authorized dealers, trusted retailers, not random online listings with unusually low prices. Because this is where everything falls apart. What really matters. After years of working on engines, here's the truth. Oil brand matters, but not as much as how you use it. The engines that last 300,000 to 500,000 miles follow simple patterns. Correct viscosity, reasonable oil change intervals, quality oil filter, consistent maintenance, not hype, not marketing, just discipline. Final warning, if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Engine damage doesn't happen suddenly. It builds quietly, over thousands of miles. And by the time you notice it, it's already expensive. That slight ticking sound, that small increase in oil consumption, that's not random. That's the result of decisions made months or years earlier. So now you know which oil brands actually protect engines long term, and which ones quietly increase wear.